Right, so 2.0 of Wuthering Waves, Rinascita, is right around the corner. It is set to launch on the 2nd of January, and it is currently the 17th of December while recording this video. So we're about 2 weeks away, just over, give or take 2 weeks away. And I'm going to be discussing my expectations for 2.0, what I want from 2.0, what I think we should what we deserve from 2.0, and what I think would benefit the game in 2.0. So if you enjoy this video, hit that like and subscribe button, leave a comment down below. We're here live on Twitch, so if you ever want to join us here on Twitch at twitch.tv/AmethystAbrams, feel free to do so. We have a lot of fun here over on the channel. It'll be great to see you all here. Anyway, so let's start with the obvious, the story of 2.0. The story of 2.0 has to give me something of grand magnitude, a big gravity moment. Something needs to make me feel like the situation that we're going to be faced with has immense gravity to it. If the story that we're going to be experiencing through Rinascita and 2.0 onwards doesn't give me with some sense of urgency and doesn't hook me, then it's going to disappoint me. I really want Rinascita to give me a story that is worthy of a big patch such as 2.0. 2.0 is the next 0.0 patch. Every gacha game that has a 0.0 patch, it's usually a big event patch most of the time. Obviously in HSR we got Penacony, in Genshin Impact we got Inazuma. So with Rinascita, this is probably going to be a big event patch with a big story, with lots of gameplay changes, lots of gameplay innovations, and it's something that I'm very much looking forward to. The story needs to have depth, it needs to have a situation which has a lot of gravity to it, a sense of urgency. It needs to get me hooked. If the story can't get me hooked, I'm going to be disappointed. However, every story from 1.0 up until this point, for me personally, has got me hooked. So I have faith in Kuro Games that they're going to deliver and they're going to cook with the 2.0 story. So we're going to Rinascita, and in the recent trailer, in the Game Awards trailer, the family of Raguna, the main family that sort of run and rule Raguna, one of the main head families in Rinascita, invites us to see them. They want to see us. So I'm not gonna go straight into it, but first thing I'm thinking of is they've invited us to Raguna. The first thing we see in Raguna is tacit discords, wild tacit discords, not confronting, harming, or killing humans. Now, it is in a tacit discord's nature to hunt, kill, and harm humans. We've known that since the start of Wuthering Waves. So the fact that they've managed to tame these tacit discords, it piques a level of interest to me, because why are these tacit discords tame? Why aren't they given into their instincts? And why are they sort of domesticated with the people of Raguna and the people of Rinascita? Now, it would make a lot of sense for the family that runs Raguna, or the family in charge of Raguna, to be corrupt behind closed doors. If they were corrupt behind closed doors and maybe were conducting experiments on people, conducting experiments on tacit discords, and finding a way to maybe alter their behavior in a sense, or maybe find a way for them to live in harmony, but the way they're going about it is wrong and morally incorrect, that would be the obvious and best way to approach the story. Now, the only other faction that we know of right now that has experimented on tacit discords and experimented on humans is the Fractidus. We know this because different resonators are born, whether it's through a sentinel's choice or just an awakening that happens from natural causes. Then you have the unnatural born resonators, the altered resonators. And those resonators are born when a tacit discord's core, or the essence of a tacit discord, is forcefully fused with the essence of a human, with a human host, and it creates an unnatural born resonator, which is what Camellia is. And there's many other resonators out there as well, which are that they're unnatural born resonators, and they're not meant to exist. They're not meant to be. They're an unnatural cause. Whereas if Jue or another sentinel chooses a resonator to become another person to become a resonator like Jian was. Jian was chosen by Sentinel Jue to become the next general and was bestowed the power that he has of the Emerald Dragon. And Jinshi has also been bestowed the power of Jue, hence why she controls the spectro power of a dragon, which is the reason why it looks like Jue, because it is imitating a power of Jue, which is the exact same reason why Jian's power is the Emerald Dragon, because he is imitating a portion of the Sentinel's power. You have other resonators like Yuan Wu, and like others as well, that were born naturally. It was a natural phenomenon that just happened, which caused them to mutate, evolve, and become resonators. Unnatural born resonators, like Camellia, are created by unnatural and very dark and very twisted means, like experiments, like science, like manipulation of nature, like what the Fraxis does. And if the family of Raguna, is doing this with tacit discords, causing them to behave themselves and live among humans, we don't know what the cause is. We don't know what the implications will be for what they're doing. They might be corrupt. They might be an evil family. They might not even be evil. They might just be doing these wrong things, these callous things, in order for Raguna and Rinascita to thrive and prosper. Because if you look at Raguna, it is in a very thriving, bright, vibrant state. It doesn't look ruined. It doesn't look post-apocalyptic. It looks like it's been thriving for a long time. And it might have something to do with what this family and maybe other factions in here might be doing. Now, someone gave me a point saying that these might be echoes. They're not echoes. Echoes are the essence of a tacit discords. These are literal physical tacit discords that we're seeing. So I'm interested in seeing how that plays out, and if the family of Raguna are doing something like this behind closed doors, maybe they're in league with the Fractidus, or maybe they know the Fractidus, or maybe Frelova is going to be involved, because obviously, as we know, the last time we saw Frelova was at the end of 1.1 when she was planning the heist, planning the jailbreak of Scar, and that's the last time we saw of the Fractidus in the main story. If you don't look at flashbacks or alternate timelines in 1.4, that's irrelevant, ignore that. But that's the last time we saw the Fractidus. So it would be interesting to seeing if they are going to be incorporated within the story here. It's going to be interesting if they're going to be incorporated within the story here, and they link to Rinascita and link to the family of Raguna. Now, where is the story going to go? Other than that, I don't know where it could possibly go. It might also be the fact that the reason why Raguna and Rinascita looks bright and vibrant is because they've made it that way. So that way, the first time you see Raguna and the first time you go to Rinascita, it is vibrant, it's peaceful, so you think. And then behind closed doors, that's when the post-apocalyptic, dark, twisted behavior and story takes place. Basically, what Penacony tried to do, failed to do, Rinascita could do what Penacony couldn't, essentially. You know, a corrupt family or a corrupt organization behind closed doors, behind this vibrant land that was Penacony, but actually it was very corrupt, and Raguna and Rinascita could do exactly the same thing. Now, the land of Rinascita itself, not Raguna, the city is Raguna, Rinascita is the land itself. I want the map to be big. I want it to be very, very large. I've heard rumors. Now, this isn't confirmed. I've heard rumors that the map is going to be almost as big as Huanglong. Now, Huanglong is the 1.0 starting area. We know how big that place is. We know how big that place is. So if the map of Rinascita, the entire place of Rinascita, is going to be close to the size of Huanglong, that will be insane. Or look at, Mount Firmament. Imagine Mount Firmament. Mount Firmament wasn't a small map. It was nowhere near as big as Huanglong, but it wasn't a small map. Even if it was maybe 1.5 to 2.2 times larger than Mount Firmament. It's not going to be anywhere near as big as Huanglong, but it's going to be a big enough area for us to enjoy exploring, and big enough for a story such as 2.0 to take place, and it would make a lot more sense. I think the characters of 2.0 onwards need to be compelling. Carlotta needs to be compelling. Zani, which looks like a very interesting character, needs to be compelling, because someone like Ryuku Sensei brought up the point of Zani looks demonic, and Zani looks like the culmination of experiments, since she has horns, a tail. She doesn't look like she has a tacit mark. Now, she might be a resonator and she might have a tacit mark, but if she doesn't have a tacit mark, it means that it essentially means that she was experimented on. She's an unnatural born resonator, or an unnatural born force, which explains the horns, the tail, and the lack of the tacit mark, which means she's going to tie in also with the main Rinascita story, which would be very, very interesting. And it would also make sense to her abilities, because she could just be a hard-hitting character. She might just have abnormal, strange, powerful abilities that aren't resonance abilities, but are powerful enough to rival that of a resonator's ability. Which I think would be very, 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 very interesting, because that'll be the first ever character that's ever been like that, and we've not had a character like that before, and that'll be very interesting to see. It would be cool to have, like someone's just said in the chat, what if we have underwater caves and underwater maps? Now, I don't know if you remember in Genshin Impact, we had the underwater areas. Some people like the underwater aspect. I didn't like the underwater aspect, from what I saw. But again, Kura Games has proven to us time and time again they can take what other games like Genshin have done and made it a lot better. So maybe they could do something. Maybe they could do something with that concept and make and evolve and add on to it, which would make it better. We are getting a flying gadget. What looks like a gadget, or maybe a tacit discord, but I hope it's a gadget. And so I'm going to say it's a gadget. We're going to be able to fly around Rinascita. Now, whether this is going to come into your stamina system or whether it's going to have a time lock system, I don't know. Also, are we going to be able to fly just in Rinascita? Is it going to be area locked? Is it going to be locked to the region of Rinascita? Or are we going to be able to use it in Huanglong, Mount Firmament, the Black Shores, etc.? That's an interesting point I would like to sort of see in 2.0. Is the flying mechanic going to be region locked, or is it going to be universally unlocked? Because if it's universally unlocked, that's going to make traversal and exploration a lot more fun, and it's just going to make it a lot faster. If you want to get to certain places without just teleporting and fast traveling, and you want to enjoy the exploration through these new flying mechanics, it's going to be a good way to sort of do that by introducing this new flying gadget or whatever it is, which is going to enable you to actually enjoy going around the maps of Huanglong, Mount Firmament, Black Shores, Raguna, Rinascita. So that will be interesting. We need the enemy types. So we need lots of new enemy types. Now I've seen in the trailer, we've all seen in the trailer, there's like a new boss enemy type, which looks really, really cool. It looks royal like, it's got like white and gold. It looks really, really cool. So we will see how that plays out, but really cool looking enemy types, new echoes, new echo sets would be really, really cool. New sonata effects would be really, really cool. And I'm looking forward to seeing how that plays out. Another thing I would like to see is a new weapon type. I would like to see a new weapon type. Now, this is going to be far-fetched, but I would like to see a new weapon type. One weapon that I've been begging for gacha games to include is the scythe. People that know me know I am a huge scythe lover. I love gauntlets, I love scythes, I love anything like that. I love polearms, dual blades, like not dual blades, like double blades, like Darth Maul from Star Wars, like the double-bladed lightsaber, like the polearm kind of thing, like the staff. I would like a scythe or a staff incorporated, more the scythe, but I believe a new weapon type would be really, really cool, and it may be introducing new characters, which are going to be able to wield these new weapon types would be really, really cool. I think we need a new endgame mode as well, a new permanent endgame mode that's going to be exclusive to Rinascita. I have said, and loads of other content creators have also said time and time and time again, something that would be really, really cool would be multiplayer raid modes or multiplayer nightfall modes. Now, anyone that has played looter shooters or MMO looter shooters in the past, like Destiny, you have something called a nightfall, and essentially that is when you and your teammates go into a room or go into a dungeon, you go follow the path around, you go to a room, you fight a mob, you defeat the mob, then you get like small rewards, you get like a little bit of reward, you continue down the path that it leads you, then you have a puzzle room where you and your teammates have to basically lock heads together to figure out a puzzle, and then when you go through the next room there is a boss. It is one thing, you start in the starting area, you defeat a mob of enemies, you get rewards. You go to the next area, you get a puzzle rewards when you solve the puzzle. And then when you go to the final room, it's a boss, whether it's a new boss, whether it's the fallacy of no return, whether it's the big Unga Bunga monkey gorilla boss, whether it's, you know, crownless or something, I don't know. But something like dungeon raids or dungeon exploration that is exclusive to multiplayer would be very, very good, and have rewards exclusive to that. So if you look at like the essential materials for characters, weapons, the essential materials for your skill tree, you know, you have the gold ones where you have to like synthesize and grind. Have those, the gold ones, the exclusive rewards to these dungeon raids or these dungeon things. Make it like a weekly boss as well. So when you have weekly bosses, when you can do the weekly bosses up to 3 times, make these dungeon raids up to 3 times a week. No, scrap that, 5 times a week. Make it 5 times a week. Every Monday it resets. You can do it with your friends again. You can still do the raids after, but you won't get the exclusive rewards after. You can just do it for fun with your friends. Obviously I would like, what else would I like in 2.0 onwards? Other than the story, we've spoken about the story, we've spoken about the characters. Is there anything in the chat? Is there anything in the chat you would like to see? The music. The music is something. The OST needs to be very compelling and gripping. One thing that is good about PGR is their music is so gripping and compelling. The combat feels more immersive and the story feels more immersive. If the music in 2.0 is going to be very well written and very well performed, then I believe it's going to impact how we perceive the story and how we perceive the gameplay in 2.0. So the music is going to be a very important thing. What else have we got? Clothes for the rover, just skins, just clothes and costumes for different characters, which I believe we're going to be getting, or I've heard we're going to be getting in the future. So that'll be very, very cool to see new skins and clothes. Give me Rinascita clothes for rover. Yeah, so clothes. I think people want clothes. Mobility echoes. Well, I don't think we need mobility echoes because we're going to be getting the flying gadget, right? We're going to be getting this new flying mechanic. So I don't think mobility echoes, although it would be cool. Like, can you imagine if we could, like, the Light Crusher? Can you imagine if we could summon the Light Crusher and ride the Light Crusher? That as like a mount, that would be really, really cool. So maybe in that aspect, yeah, it would be really cool. I want different echo set effects. Yeah, Sonata effects, yeah. That would be really, really coordinated attack sets. That would be cool. Free skin for rover, fly on Dewey. That's a lot to ask for, but that would be cool. I want a home or a way to pet chibi resonators. Totally took from the PGR. See, I haven't got that far in PGR, so I don't know what you're talking about, but it sounds cool. But yeah, I think these are the things that I would like to see in 2.0 onwards. I think the story needs to be the vocal point of 2.0. I think 2.0 needs to have 2.0 needs to have one of, if not the best story we've seen so far. That would be very, 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 very cool. A home world, a home would be super cool. Dorm system. What like the teapot in Genshin where you could just go to and customize your own home and stuff. That would be okay, I guess. I mean, I don't care if we don't have that. I don't care if we don't have that, but that would be really cool, I suppose, if we did have that. But yeah, that wouldn't be too bad. That wouldn't be too bad of an idea, but that I could see them doing that down the road as well. But I think one of the main points I would like to see as well is multiplayer focused content. Just please give us more multiplayer focused content, because I love multiplayer games. Still keep the sole aspect of the game solo and single player, but add more multiplayer events so we can enjoy it with our friends as well. Because I am a sucker for a game, especially an open world game, a fantasy game like this. A game like this with good multiplayer would be absolutely amazing, and I really, really, really want that for this game. Honestly, the story is going to be good, a good trajectory. Each part is better than before. Okay, good. Hopefully, because I am getting tired of the filler episodes. The filler has been good. The filler isn't bad. The filler isn't bad at all. I don't think it's as bad as people are making out to be. I've seen people constantly shit on Wuthering Waves, saying Wuthering Waves is dead, Gacha's dead. Wuthering Waves is not dead. Gacha is not dead. Another thing, by the way, that we need to talk about is Wuthering Waves and Kuro Games' marketing. In the future, from 2.0 onwards, their marketing needs to be way better than what it has been. I'm not saying it's been dogpile, but it hasn't been good. Okay, we have had the drip marketing at the start. We had the Game Awards trailer, which was cool, but it's not enough. The stuff they've released isn't bad, but we need more of that kind of stuff. This patch has been boring in my opinion. 1.4 hasn't. I think 1.4. Whole point of 1.4 was it's the epilogue to the 1.0 story. So with every single anime, every single TV series, if you look at an anime, you get the main arc, then you get the epilogue, where it's like 3 or 4 episodes of just fun little filler with a little threat, a minor threat, which then introduces you to the next arc. That's what 1.4 was. 1.4 was the epilogue, the ending to the 1.0 story completely. So I completely understand what they're doing. It is giving you time to prepare and set up for the next big arc, which is the Rinascita arc. So I completely understand what they're doing, but I can understand why people said it was a slow and boring patch. I would love a co-op open world driven stuff, like co-op holograms. Holograms would be good. A hologram would be good for multiplayer as well. Have like a multiplayer mode for holograms. However, I wouldn't do that thus far, because I think that needs to be looked into and studied a lot more than what people say. I'm afraid of expecting too much of 2.0, then get disappointed and left of the game. We're not going to be disappointed with 2.0, but don't have your expectations like you want a 5-star, 10 out of 10 story. Don't expect too much, okay? Don't expect the best of the best. This update is going to make or break Wuthering Waves, and what I mean by that is if this update is as hype as we wanted it to be, or more than what it's going, or more than what we want it to be, this is going to basically put Wuthering Waves in the hot pedestal top spot of the open world gacha game scene until other games like, you know, Ananta and Azure Familiar and other games come out. But as of right now, it will be put, if this update hits different and cooks and does really well, it's going to put itself, in my opinion, in front of Genshin, is going to put itself in front of HSR, is going to put itself in front of ZZZ, is going to put itself in front of Tower of Fantasy, all these other open world gacha games, or all of the big gacha games. If 2.0 for Wuthering Waves does exactly what we want it to do, or does exactly what we hope it's going to do, or maybe it exceeds our expectations, it's going to be potentially the best update potentially in gacha. Hot take, but that's my opinion. That's what I think is going to happen. From other game expansions and such, I temper my hype, but keep an open mind. That's a very wise thing to do. That's what I meant. This filler app is boring compared to the filler patch where they gave us a free Zhang Liao. Yeah. My expectations kind of high after dungeon discussion yesterday with Ethan. Yeah. I'm over here praying for its success. I know it's going to be successful. I just don't want them to drop the ball with this one. I don't want them to drop the ball with this one, because that would not be good. But I don't think they will be. But on the off chance that they could potentially do drop the ball, I hope they don't. Also, guys, with the release of 2.0, PlayStation is getting their version of Wuthering Waves. Now, one thing that 2.0 needs to give upon the release of Rinascita and upon the release of the PS5 edition, they need to make the new player experience just as, if not more compelling and exciting than what it was for us PC and mobile players, because there's going to be a lot of players that don't know what Wuthering Waves is, or have heard of Wuthering Waves but haven't played it, and that are going to be able to play it through their console on PlayStation 5. So the PlayStation 5 edition of Wuthering Waves needs to have exclusivities to it to make the game more compelling for new players on console to play. So if 2.0 releases and they allow new players on the console versions to be enticed to get to Rinascita, because they have to play through the entire 1.0 story to get to Rinascita. So if the new player experience on PS5 through the version 2.0 is good enough, then we're going to see a dramatic increase in player base and popularity, in my opinion, especially in the CN community and in the Eastern community, because Sony PlayStation is huge in Japan, huge in China. So it will be huge. It will be huge if the new player experience for PlayStation is treated with respect and care. Still receive the bonuses we got from the launch. No, of course. So they will receive the beginner banner. Then once you complete the beginner banner, you will receive the beginner selector banner, where you can select your 5-star and then do the selector banner. And you will also receive the 5-star selector ticket. However, and I'm going to say this because I said this yesterday on Ethan stream, for the love of God, do not waste your ticket. Do not spend your ticket until you've completed the 2 beginner banners first. Because if you use the ticket too early, then you're at high risk of receiving a duplicate of that ticket 5-star in your beginner banner. So wait until you've completed your beginner banner, where you get the random free 5-star, before using your ticket. So yeah, please, for the love of God, use your tickets and your banners with care. But yeah, those are my main expectations for 2.0 onwards, and what I want from Wuthering Waves going forward in 2.0. And yeah, I hope you guys can see where I'm coming from and agree with my expectations. I've not gone through everything that I want from the game, but the main core points that I want from 2.0 onwards, from the whole 2.0 to 3.0, these are the things I want. From the story to the gameplay to the updates to the quality of life changes, these are things that I want. And I think I've covered a decent amount, and I think I've covered a lot of things that I think would benefit the game. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed watching. Thank you guys on Twitch for listening to me and sort of incorporating your ideas. Those of you over at YouTube, I hope you enjoyed this this discussion. Oh, sorry, really quick before I end the video. We need more character story quests. Yes, we do. We need more character story quests. We need 4-star character story quests. Give us Yuan Wu. Give us Dungeon. Give us all of these other 4-star story quests for these 4-star characters, because that would be very, very cool to see these characters that we haven't seen much of incorporated through a story of some sort, instead of us going to the dialogue or going to the written lore within the character bios. That's a good one, Link. Thank you for that. Thank you very much for that. But yeah. Oh yeah, also when we're in the story and we're going through the options to select what we want to say as the rover, you know, when it just has that singular option, I know it's one of Ryuku's biggest pet peeves about the story, please remove that. Just have rovers say it, or just have multiple options all of the time. But yeah, that's everything from me, guys. That's everything from me, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hit that like and subscribe button, and leave a comment down below and let me know what you think Rinascita is going to be like, and let me know what you want from Rinascita if I haven't mentioned it in this video. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I'll see you in the next one. Take it easy.